Why is the gospel the power of God unto salvation? Let's read a passage right now in Romans 1 verse 16. It says, "For I'm not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God for salvation to everyone who believes, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek." Paul the Apostle wrote this book, this epistle, the book of Romans. And in this verse he says, "I'm not ashamed of the gospel." And I guess the problem sometimes we have is in the global church, many of us are ashamed of the gospel in a way that we should not. And why I say that is, when we mix with our pre-believing friends, our non-Christian friends, we feel embarrassed about speaking about Jesus, holding a Bible, and talking about Christian stuff. And we should not. We should not be ashamed of it, because God in Christ has granted us new life. If you are a follower of Jesus Christ, if you are a born-again believer, a shift has happened. The old has gone, the new has come, and you are no longer ashamed of the gospel. In fact, we're ashamed of our past. We're ashamed of our prideful, lustful, lying, conceited, arrogant, dismissive, angry past. We don't want that to define our life anymore. So we're not ashamed of the gospel. Why is the gospel the power of God unto salvation? Because there's no other way that you and I can be saved. It has to be Jesus that pays the price, because he alone is perfect, righteous, good. No one else could have died for us. Not an angel, not an holy man, not a sage. Only Jesus Christ, that God sent his son, born of a virgin. Her name was Mary. And Jesus was perfectly God, completely God and completely man while he was here on earth. So that's the power of God for salvation. The gospel is how God reveals his plan to save mankind. It's God's revelation that you and I can be set free from the power of sin. You and I can have a new life in God. That's all. That's where the power of God resides, the gospel. And so you might say, I know the gospel, but I've never seen the power of the gospel. Perhaps it's time to spend a few moments meditating on the gospel and saying, Lord, if this is the power of God for salvation, then when I receive it, when I talk to people about the gospel, I have to trust that the gospel is where the power is. The truth of the good news. Not how I say it, not my mood, my feelings, but the power of the gospel is where salvation really comes. And like Paul the Apostle, we need to believe the gospel. Not only that, we need to not be ashamed, to stand tall and say, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I will stand for my faith, and I will even defend the faith and die for this faith. The gospel is the power of God unto salvation. And I pray that it will be ours today. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If you do like it, please press the like button or subscribe to this channel and share it out with your friends. God bless you. I'll see you soon.